my breakfast because I'm a highly functioning adult. I was gonna be super ambitious and, you know, move locations, change locations 3 times in this video, but that's not happening. I was like, hey Jan, let's head down to the piers at 6 a.m. Jokes, it's like 8 for the lovely view, and I forgot about the muggy weather that is Hong Kong. I was like, let's just wake up early so there's no one around, so the audio is great. Look at the things I do for you. There you go. Awesome. Oh. This makes everything less personal, but also I can't stay concise without a script, so here we go. There's nothing really much to explain. This is my sorority experience. Everyone has a different one, but hear me out. I mean, you clicked on this video, so. Okay, dude, there's so much wind, but okay. The biggest question I had, well, one of the biggest questions I had going into this 2 years ago, I'd like to say, is just the structure of it all, how the organization works. So let me explain. First, there's the Panhellenic Council, which is like the Greek council, Greek life council. It kind of guides and rules over, that's a really bad word. It just manages all the fraternities and sororities, formerly you call it a fraternity. They look over all the fraternities in the world, which is mainly in the US and in Canada, mostly in the States. Within each fraternity, there's a chapter. So, for example, one sorority could have 3 chapters in Canada, and each chapter is usually, you know, per campus, so each campus would be a chapter, but there are also fraternities and sororities that are not campus affiliated, so they're not university recognized. If I have a sweat patch here, I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. Within each chapter, there are committees, so the philanthropy committee, the social committee, the internal operations. I don't actually remember, oh my gosh. All these committees you kind of have to be a part of. I'll explain later. So overall, I'm very thankful for my short 6 to 8 months in my sorority. It's a really short duration if you think about it, because it's supposed to last you 4 years. It's supposed to be part of your university life, your whole experience. And then, you know, you go on to be alum, and then it's like, it's with you forever, basically. You're with your sisters forever. It's a family, right? Sisterhood. My stay was really short. I'm very grateful, though, because it taught me many things I wouldn't have experienced otherwise. It kind of thrust me into a lot of social situations, which I wasn't exactly prepared for. I had my anticipation going into them, just because, you know, movies and what your friends tell you, but I wasn't really prepared. I had a really good experience, just because I learned to feel more comfortable with my social identity and embrace, you know, like young womanhood, whatever that is. And I just felt less awkward in general to be a young woman in society. It sounds really vague, but let me tell you, I was raised to kind of feel like a kid all the time. I didn't know how to, you know, I just didn't know how to act my own skin. I didn't know how to dress. I would dress like a kid, not really, but you know, I just felt really awkward. After this experience, after this short 6 to 8 months, I felt way more comfortable. How it started and the informal recruitment process. I say informal because I didn't rush. I didn't go through all 7 sororities on campus during like orientation week. I didn't go through the normal process you see on YouTube. Just watch other videos, I'm not going to explain. So I was approached by this girl who used to live with me in residence. Girls drop out of sororities all the time due to different circumstances. You know, they may be kicked out or they might self-suspend like I did. But, you know, there's probably always some sort of room in your sorority's chapter for you to slide in. So I was approached basically, and she DM'd me. She was like, you know, you seem really active extracurricularly, and you know, we'd love to chat with you, meet up for coffee and tell you about our sorority and, you know, why we need you. So I met up with them. I met up with that girl and this other girl. They were head recruitment or something, the recruitment committee. I guess that's another committee. I liked it, so I was like, let me come to one of your events and check it out and just feel the vibe, see if I like you guys. And I went to that event and I liked them. Also, let me just say, at one of those events, I met one girl who studied the same thing as me and ended up being my big and one of my best friends now. My reasons for joining. Now, I knew my work-study position would end. I had a work-study for 2nd year and I joined in the middle of my 2nd year. So I knew that would end and I was looking for a new community. You know, I had started Dragon Boat then, but I still wasn't, you know, that invested. I didn't find a family there yet. They're my family now, but back then I wasn't so sure. So I was like, I need community, I need to belong, I need people to want me. So when I came through with this decision, I was really attracted to their philanthropic duties and their academic excellence. Just a lot of the leadership and teamwork opportunities that presented themselves within Greek life, that was really attractive. Let me tell you, those people I met at that first trial event, they were so hilarious, they were so kind, they were so generous, and a lot of them inspired me to reach excellence. I keep saying that word, I don't know what else to say, they were pretty inspiring, okay? So let me tell you my active member or day-to-day life as a sorority girl. There's the ritual processes, which are top secret because you gotta, what's the word, be initiated to know, because it's sacred, you know, it's like part of the, so there's all that ritual stuff. But there are also 2 meetings per week, at least for the one I was in. We had 2 meetings a week. One was like businessy, admin, business affairs. The other one would be like a sisterhood focus or some sort of focus organized by VP of Internal Operations, I believe. I don't know, it was like let's be sisters, let's focus on bonding. This is what the meeting was for. So it'd be 4 hours a week. There were mandatory study hours, which I don't think I ever really got into the groove of. Maybe that's why I suck so much. You'd also have to be part of a committee, which I think I mentioned before, but you could either be the head, so like VP of philanthropy, or you could just be a committee member and you'd help the leader organize, host events, whatever. Sometimes they'd be within your sorority, so across different chapters in the country, or you know, out of the country, or they could be with fraternities on campus. Don't think we ever did anything with frats outside of U of T, but I could be wrong because again I was only there for 8 months. And then there's the fun stuff like semi-formals and formals. We used to have 3, I don't remember, but we cut it down because they were too expensive and you know it didn't seem necessary exactly to have 100 billion formals a year. So we would have a semi-formal and a formal. All that is included in your fees depending on which sorority you join. So they were included in mine. That's why we were expensive. That's why no one really wanted to join. So at least for my house, they encouraged us to be active members of another extracurricular club on campus or outside of campus, just to be well-rounded and not, you know, solely devoted, even though you should be, to the house. Balance, that's the word, balance. I'm gonna read this now just because I feel like I wrote it really well and I can't remember anything. So, day-to-day, regular student schedule, but you'd basically be doing Greek stuff the rest of your time because I realized too late, because I overcommitted to other clubs, that it was a lifestyle. Sisterhood is a lifestyle. Choose your sorority based on the existing active members because they change the game. They're the family you choose. Every sorority has a valid philanthropic involvement and a probably, hopefully, solid operation structure with an organizational hierarchy and regimen. So it's the people who are different. It's the people, including yourself, that are gonna make your experience unique and worthwhile. Also, like not formally, but you gotta hang around the house a lot. Each house has a different policy on, you know, staying over, guests and stuff like that. I hung out there a lot. I couldn't stay overnight, but I hung out there a lot. Why I chose to leave, this is the juicy part. Finances, that's basically it. No, and time commitment, but finances and time commitment, and that was enough to just push me away, because it's not cheap. And some girls who I admire so much, they paid their own way through, and I didn't. It's not cheap being part of this, and you know what, I hate it when people are like, you're basically paying for friends, because what guarantees you friendship, really? You think you're just gonna dump a little money on this club and then you're just gonna get friends? Because those are not real friends. You gotta foster real relationships. Those are real friends. Let's talk about time commitment. Okay, so I was committing to Dragon Boat. Okay, is this better? Don't think it looks that great because still me. I met this other girl in my sorority who also did Dragon Boat, but she was part of another team. She is part of another team, she was part of another team. But basically she told me she felt more at home with our sorority because she joined that in first year and she joined Dragon Boat later on or in second year or something, I don't remember. She basically joined a sorority first, so that was her core group of friends, the OGs. For me, it was the other way around, so I guess I felt more at home with my Dragon Boat team. I feel like if I had rushed in my first year, I would have a totally different experience. Like, completely different, you know? Might even have stayed. I'm still friends with the girls that I was actually friends with in my sorority. We don't hang out as much because we don't have to, because, you know, there are no meetings and stuff. Okay, we don't actually make that much of an effort to hang out either, but if I see them at a club, bar, you don't talk at clubs, but if I see them at a bar, we'll catch up. It was really nice that one time I actually caught up with someone. And if we see each other around campus, we'll study together. That sort of stuff. You know, I really respect that. So what is life like now? I don't know, I just gotta check my dragon boat, higher expectations. The more I give, the more I learn. That's what I put on my resume, but in reality, it's the more I give, the more I get out of it. Throughout the course of second year, I quit all my other extracurriculars, all my other leadership positions, because this is how much I want to focus on dragon boat. To end, would I recommend Greek life? Absolutely, if you can financially afford it. Go for it. But if you can't and you still want to try and you're still interested, LC will help you out. LC is Leadership Council. They'll help you out. Speak to someone, because everyone as in Greek life, they want you. They want to help women through university, they want to help young men through university. But it's true what they say, it's not for everyone. It wasn't really for me, just because I had found my belonging, my calling somewhere else. But like I said, I grew so much more comfortable being my own skin and acting in society through this experience, so I definitely don't regret it. I don't know, I would be a totally different person if I hadn't gone through this journey. So I do recommend it. I've learned so much from it. Okay, one last bit. I recommend to at least rush. Yes, it's socially exhausting. If you're like me, oh my gosh, even talking to those 2 people that day, it was so much because you had to be social. Okay, let's get real for a sec. I developed really late, so that's more of why I felt like a kid all the time. All the dressier events in Fratland forced me out of my childlike bubble, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm more confident because of my sorority experience. Let's talk about acting like a young adult. I learned how to hold myself and present myself in front of people I wasn't familiar with. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. People are staring at me now, but you know what? Do something every day that challenges you and makes you uncomfortable, because that's how you grow. That was not consensual. I'm sorry, dude. And that's it. That's it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you're in Greek life, if you were in Greek life, if you're considering to rush. Just tell me all your thoughts and your experiences. I'd love to know. And subscribe if you want. I don't know. I'm coming up with content now, so thanks for watching.